Wednesday's math video, and we are here again with some more tens rods and ones cubes. So make sure that you have your manipulatives ready, whatever you've been using for Monday and Tuesday. Or if you prefer drawing the pictures, one of the two needs to be used. We want you either drawing pictures or using manipulatives. That's tens rods and ones cubes. Spoons, pencils, pennies, whatever you want to use. Okay?
All right, here we go. So you can always go back to the top of the page, and if you want to look over those directions and see the sample problem up here, you can. But for this video, we want to focus our time on doing a couple problems together with you so that you know exactly what to do and you have a lot of experience before we get to the back page. So let's take a look at number 1. Our problem is written 34 plus 23. I'm going to take both of those numbers and I'm going to use my tens and ones cubes to build them each. So I'm going to start with the number 34. And I'm going to build that number off to the side of the page. 3 tens and 4 ones. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the number 23 by grabbing 2 tens and 3 ones. Now, what's really cool about our problem today is that we do not have to do any group, scoop, and trading because we do not have more than 10 ones total. So we are going to start by adding our tens. So I have already got my number 34 written here, and then I am going to add another 10, and that's going to give me 44.
So you guys make sure you write 44 in there too, like Miss Marquardt's doing.
And when I add my other 10, I get
54.
All right. So I have 54 so far, and then I'm just starting down here again with the number 54, and now I'm going to add my ones. So if I have 54 and I have 3 ones, then altogether I'm going to have 54, 55, 56, 57. Hey, that wasn't so bad. So 34 plus 23 is equal to 57. All right, Mrs. Grant, I'm going to help you out with the next one, but do you think you could do number 2?
I can.
All right, so tell us, what are the numbers that we have to create?
We're going to start with 52.
All right, so go ahead and build the number 52.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I have 5 tens rods, and I have Phil's sneeze coming on, so if I sneeze, I'm sorry. I'm hoping it goes away. 52, it went away. We're good. 52, 2 ones. 5 tens, 2 ones. And I'm going to add 33. So 33 is 3 tens. So I'm going to start by adding one group of 10. So I have 5, 10, 15, 20. Oops, why am I getting my 5s? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 62.
Good. So 62 we would write next.
Now another group of 10 is 72.
Awesome.
And another group of 10 is 82.
Great job.
Okay, so now I have 82. So I'm going to take what I have right now and put it right here at the beginning of this next number sentence. Okay, I have 82 here, and I still need to add my 3 ones from the number 33. So if I add these together, I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85.
Good job.
Thanks.
So 52 plus 33 is 85. All right, these are the 2 longest problems the way that they're written out. The problem is written like this to get you thinking about how to add those numbers. But the rest of the problems are going to be written either like this. I think some of them have some multiple choice. So you're going to continue to do the same thing by building both of those numbers, adding your tens, adding your ones until you have one final number.
Do they have to put all this stuff on those though?
They don't. That's really happening inside your head. That's why we did those 2 problems together, because sometimes all those lines make it confusing.
So what should it look like?
When they are done, they should have just the answer written on the line here, because most of their work is going to be done at home, either on a whiteboard with a marker and an eraser, or it's going to be done with your manipulatives. And I do not want you sending in your pennies and your spoons and forks from home. You can keep all of that there. If you feel more comfortable drawing a picture instead and putting it in the little space here, you can, but the back side is a little bit smaller, so it's gonna be harder for them to do that. Let's take a look at the back, and we'll do a couple problems with you to show you what that might look like at home. So here on the back, we have 8 problems at the top where there's just an answer line at the end. We have 2 problems that are set up with multiple choice, and then a couple word problems which we'll take a look at. It looks like number 1 was already done for us, but why don't we try to do number 2 together to show you how you can answer that question. So if I were a 2nd grader, which I would truly love to be a 2nd grader again, it's a great year in my life, I'm going to build the number 53 by getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens rods, because 5 tens rods is equal to 50. And I'm going to put down 3 ones cubes. So I have the number 53, and then I'm also going to build the number 15 just so I know that I have everything counted out correctly. So here is the number 15. It's just 1 tens rod and 5 ones. So you can add your tens first. So that's going to give me 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then I'm going to add all of my ones. And that's going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my final answer is going to be 60 from my tens and 8 from my ones.
Nice.
All right? So you'll do the same thing for each of those problems, adding your tens and adding your ones. And remember, there's no group scooping and trading in these problems. We're keeping it pretty easy so that you can just practice adding all of your tens and adding all of your ones. We're going to make it harder soon, but not yet.
Not yet.
All right, let's take a look at number 11 down at the bottom.
Okay.
Do you want to read that problem for us?
Sure. Tad has 72 seashells. He finds 15 more shells. How many seashells does Tad have in all?
Oh my goodness, I'm just gonna put a little box around that problem. In all means we need to
Add.
We need to add. What are we going to add?
72 plus 15.
You got it. So you're going to do the same thing that you did in the previous problems, but using the numbers 72 and 15, and then finding the correct answer below. All right, I think we should take a look at number 12 because it looks different. Estimation. Ooh, what does that mean?
It means taking your best guess.
Oh, taking your best guess, and it's usually an answer that's really close to the actual answer, not being too far away. So estimation means about how many. All right, one bunch has 31 grapes. All right. Another bunch has 28 grapes. About, so not exactly, not perfect math, but about how many grapes are there in all?
Okay.
So let's just think of our tens, for example. If we were to count by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, okay, using nice round numbers, what do you think 31 would be closest to?
I think it would be closest to 30.
It would. So how about instead of 31, let's just pretend that we make that a 30.
Okay.
I'm estimating, I'm saying 31 is about 30 grapes. All right. Now we have another bunch that is 28 grapes. What do you think that's closest to?
I'm going to guess almost every 2nd grader is going to say 20 because it says 28. And just because it says 20 doesn't mean that it's closest to 20. 28 is actually closer to 30.
It is. If you were thinking about a number line and where that sits, if 28 sits closer to 20 or sits closer to 30, it's going to be closer to 30. So I'm actually going to circle that. We'll make that a 30 as well. So we're estimating. We're saying there are about 30 grapes on one bunch and 30 grapes on another bunch. And if you were to add those numbers together, that's like having 30 on one bunch and 30 on another.
Now you just got to count by tens now.
Yeah, and I'm not going to do that for you, but I mean,
It's pretty much right there, but you guys
you
could
could just like,
count those tens rods and figure it out.
yeah, I think they could get that answer. All right, boys and girls, you're on your own.